I expect for students when they enter the classroom to remove your earbuds. Also be smart, power down or silence your smartphone. I also expect for students to be on time. I also expect for students to collaborate with not only other students, but also me. Ask questions to your professors. That's what I expect from new students.
Hi, welcome to Mount SAC. It's a very, very good school, not just because I work here, but I wish I came here as a student. A couple of things to expect. Well, as a professor, I expect my students to be present, not just physically, but mentally as well. I have students sometimes that are easily distracted with games on the phone, or maybe you're really sleepy, you want to fall asleep. That's not really going to attribute to any success in the class. So be there physically and mentally. Also use resources that are available to you. Here at Mount SAC, we're known for many great resources. In the math department, we have the TMARC and the MARC, which is the Math Activities Resource Center. And we also have tutoring in Building 6 and tutoring also for writing. So all those resources are available to you, and many more. I'm sure I'm leaving some out. There's many more. And lastly, have fun. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. There's only so many times you get to take a college class, so make sure you have fun and enjoy the ride.
Hi, I'm Vic Zamora. One of the things that students kind of miss is sometimes they don't read the syllabus. The syllabus is a very important contract between a professor and a student, and it lays out everything that you need to know about the class. And in most cases, if there's any question about what to do, it's actually in the syllabus. So that's the first thing you read, and you should ask your professor anything that you need to know about that particular class. The other thing that I emphasize is the ability to follow instructions. In most cases, students actually have all the instructions, it's just that they don't pay attention to it. And in most cases, they're written instructions, and a lot of times they don't want to read the instructions, and it's very important that you do so. And the last thing is, I'd like you to consider the fact that professors would like to be able to talk to you also once in a while. So we have office hours, and you're more than free to ask the professor anytime you want to, if he's available for discussion of anything. In most cases, I present myself as somebody who can tell the student where they might be going in terms of career, because in my particular field, it's about career training. So basically, those are the three things that I would like to express to students who are just coming into Mount SAC that they should remember. Thank you.
As a student, whether you're at Mount SAC or any other community college, I would highly recommend three things to you. I would recommend that you find your passion, whatever that passion is. It can be animals, it can be children, it could be the earth, the sky, it doesn't matter, but find your passion, a cause that you would just faint for. The other thing I would recommend is get to know people. Find out who are some of the students around you. Find out who are the students that are doing things on the campus as well. But before you leave, have some connections, have some friendships. I still am good friends with at least 4 of the students I went to my community college with. And finally, have fun. Remember, this isn't high school anymore. It's college. Community college is still college, and it's a time for you to enjoy your life. And remember that you're supposed to be a lifelong learner. Enjoy learning. And finally, I'd like to share one of my favorite poems with you. Welcome to Success, a place where we do our best. We respect, encourage, and support each other. We never laugh at, put down, or discourage another. Working together, we can achieve anything. Working together, we can achieve anything. Welcome to Success.
So one of the things you got to think about with college, it's simple. You got to come to class. A lot of times I have students that kind of come to class late or don't come at all. I'm kind of an old school professor in that I require my students to be there. And so get there early, be there on time, and sit in the front of the class. I jokingly talk about my students sitting in the A row and B row and C row and D row and the fun row all the way in the back. Move up front. You'll find out that's where a lot of the academic action is happening and keeps you awake. So you got to be there. Number two thing you got to do is that if the professor wants you to buy a book, you got to buy a book and you got to read it. And so I require my students to read books and keep going sequentially according to the syllabus. So you got to be there and you got to read. The other thing is you got to think about enthusiasm. Go up and introduce yourself to the professor at his or her downtime, or go to his or her office and introduce yourself and tell them about yourself, because we are all people too. I've been here 35 years and I can count on my fingers how many times students have done that, but I'm always impressed. Communicate with your professor. I think that really makes a difference. Enthusiasm is such an important issue. I was told by one of my major professors when I had a tough professor when I was a student, he said, Craig, never forget what it's like to be a student, because being a student is really tough. And if I had, since I teach environmental biology classes, I would say one thing that I would tell my students: you need to do two things. You need to read, 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 and travel, travel, travel. That's 6 things. You know, there's 3 and 3 is 6. So good luck in college. Give them hell in your classes. Thanks.
Hi, first and foremost, welcome to Mount SAC. It's a great place to be. What I expect out of students is for them to be courteous and respectful to everyone, for them to take responsibility for their actions, and most importantly for you to be open to the things that we're trying to teach you here at Mount SAC. Thanks.
So my expectations for students in my class are to be resourceful. You all know yourselves best. You know what will best help you be successful in the class. And just to be hungry. You should know that your teachers here at Mount SAC, we know a little bit about where you're going, and we're pushing you and we're challenging you, and you want to accept those challenges to do the best you can in the class and then what's coming next.